Chris Amott writes, "Good day, AMC movie talkers. I'm a diehard fan of your show and I haven't missed an episode for over a year. My question is, how much of the MOS cast are going to be featured in Bats vs. Supes? It seemed in MOS they were going for the classic Lois and Superman relationship, but now that they have Gadot as Wonder Woman, will they go the new 52 route and have Superman and Wonder Woman get together? Thanks for answering."
I don't think so. I think they're going to go more classic. I think if they had thoughts about going the new 52 route where Superman and Wonder Woman are a thing, and in some of the Elseworld kind of DC stuff that's come out, we've had Superman and Wonder Woman have been together. I think, though, they would have at least semi-addressed that in the first Man of Steel film and not had this happen.
Right.
So I don't think that at all. I don't think they're going to have a love triangle with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Lois Lane. I don't think they're going to go that way. I mean, there are some interesting story possibilities there. Like, he is still an alien in a foreign world. He's now confronted maybe with another being who can somewhat relate with having the powers of a god amongst mortals, and how does that work? There's some interesting stuff there, but I really don't think that's the way they're going. Jamie?
Well, I think that they could end up teasing that later on. It's not going to happen in Batman v Superman. But I've talked to some friends at DC Comics, and from what I understand, this is going to be very New 52. I mean, the whole Justice League lineup is basically based on the Jeff Johns Justice League New 52, with Cyborg and being introduced and all those characters. So I think that Amy Adams is probably safe for this sequel, and they're going to continue that relationship built on Man of Steel. But I think that it's something they could start to hint in a Justice League movie, and if they get to Justice League 2 and Justice League 3 and further down the line, they definitely could play with it. I know that DC and Warner Brothers, being part of that, are very keen on the New 52 and going forward with that in the cinematic universe.
I also think it's going to, especially with you, I think it's going to be all about how Gal Gadot is received as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I think that if she has great chemistry with Henry Cavill, because I do agree with you that I think that next movies, they just built this relationship. They have to play off it a little bit as much as they can with the amount of content that's in it so far. But then once we get into Justice League, that could happen. But if people aren't liking what Gal Gadot is doing with Wonder Woman, then they could say, then the outcry would be like, let's limit her time. Let's Jar Jar Binks her like we did in Clones. So that could very well happen. As far as the other Justice League characters, I hope the answer is minimal. I hope that I would really want them to focus on Batman and Superman. Let's keep that. I don't mind little cool cameos here and there, and then once we start to do another Batman movie or the Justice League movie, then we get more of the characters that we want to see.
Yeah, I think they're just being sort of introduced, kind of layered in this movie to go forward.
And
with the
that's
other
why
stuff.
I don't think we're even going to see enough Gal Gadot in this movie for the public to really develop a definitive attitude of whether she's good as Wonder Woman or not. So
well, that's interesting. I've actually heard that she is the female lead.
Wow.
I've not heard that. That would be, see, that changes a lot if she is, because that kind of takes the focus away from Batman and Superman.
Does that mean you're not going to see the movie?
No. No.
Were you not down with her casting? I think she's good. Of the names they were looking at,
I will go so far as to say it is the worst casting in Hollywood history.
You think it's the worst casting in Hollywood history? That bad?
That bad.
That's shocking.
It is.
God,
and
shocking.
I'm offended. I'm offended by
it's
the
not
casting.
that bad.
It is the single most iconic female superhero in the history of media ever, and you get a chick in what little tiny. You get this woman who has only had the tiniest of roles, which doesn't matter that she's had tiny roles, right?
Right.
But she's been terrible in the tiny roles that she's had.
Terrible. I liked her in the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
They went and got a Broadway actor to be Cyborg. They went and got a guy who's been training since he was 6 to be an actor. They went and got a girl who just until recently. I moved to LA and she was still just a model. Not that models can't become great actresses, they can. But what I'm saying is she does not have the chops to be handed the most iconic female superhero character.
Remember the choices they were looking at.
I know, they were all bad choices.
All bad choices. She was the best choice of the bad choices.
Emily Blunt was rumored at one point too. That would have been the best.
She would have been great.
Yeah, but let me play devil's advocate too.
We got to hurry because we got to move on.
So let's say you're sitting in the casting room, okay, and you feel the same way you just did, as you just expressed. But Gal Gadot had such a reading that truly knocked you back. can't we say that that's possible, that happened, that everyone in that room saw what she did and said, that's her.
And then Santa Claus came down the chimney. I'm just saying, that's great. But I will say this. I will say this though. As negative as I feel about it, all right. And this is what I try to tell film fans all the time. No matter what you think a movie looks like, no matter what you think about an actor in a certain role, whatever. It's cool to have those opinions.
Right.
But when you go to the movie, and this is what people like me have to do, when you go to the movie, take all of that, leave it at the door, go in and give the movie its fair shake, because we've all been surprised, right? We've seen bad decisions turn into home runs. And all we can do now as fans of comic book movies is, Quicksilver is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Let's just cross our fingers now, this is all I can do, and really, truly hope she knocks it out of the park. Because I want to see a great Wonder Woman. If she can deliver it, awesome. I just don't think it's going to happen. But
and that's how I feel about Miles Teller.
There we go.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.